Georgia Southern Athletics here with Charlton Young, head men's basketball coach. Georgia Southern Eagles starting their first practice tonight of the 2012-2013 season. Coach, how great was it to have your entire team here on the court tonight?
Oh, it's great to be back at work. I think the guys were excited. Our staff was excited. We have a good energy in our program now and a good faith and belief that we can be really good. So it was good being out on the court again together.
Certainly working through the preseason, working with individuals, being able to talk about strategy and concepts throughout this upcoming season. But having the team back on the court, how important was it to see the chemistry? Certainly you're always evaluating the things that you were happy with and then the things you know need to improve.
Well, I was happy with our energy and effort. The biggest concept that we have to grasp is discipline. We have to raise our discipline level. We're talented, we're athletic, we play with great energy, but from the neck up, we got to get tougher, and we got to understand the importance of discipline. And we're light years ahead of where we've been in the last 3 years, no question, but we want to compete at a high level early in the non-conference, and I think we had a team to do that. So we tried to coach day one like we were preparing for a game. We were able to go a little faster because we have more vets, which is foreign territory to our staff. Only having 2 freshmen and having to teach as opposed to having to teach a whole team. So that was a pleasant surprise to get out on the floor and have so many guys understand what's going on. So it was a good first day. We're going to hold them to a higher standard and expect higher expectations for ourselves in terms of the way we compete and our discipline and from an intellectual standpoint, not making silly fouls, not turning the ball over, contesting every shot, going to get somebody every possession. Just being a program that when people watch us on film, that we stand out and we look like a fine old machine. So we're trying to get there. We're not there yet. That's our goal, to compete at a high level early. And our ability to respect discipline and be disciplined is going to be the key to that.
Coach, certainly, again, this year you have a very difficult schedule. A couple games are going to be televised, including the game at Maryland over Thanksgiving weekend. Have you talked to the team about that, or are you just literally focusing one day at a time?
Well, we talked about our goals before we walked out on the practice court. Definitely one practice at a time, one game at a time. But, as we continue to build our basketball program, we're going to play a high major schedule because we believe we're a high major basketball program. We're in a mid-major league, a good mid-major league, the Southern Conference. But we feel like we're a high major program in terms of the way we train, the way we develop, the way we practice, the way we schedule, the way we play. We want to compete. We want to be able to go to an ACC opponent and compete. We feel like we should be able to go to an SEC opponent and compete. Last year when we had a lot of young pups still, we were up 18 at Auburn and didn't finish the deal because of our youth and lost to Wake Forest by 8 or 10. It was right there in the ball game. And that's an ACC and SEC program. So we're building. We're getting better, and we're going to raise the expectations for ourselves. I think the Georgia Southern people and our alumni and our fans, I think they deserve that. Our first-class basketball program, a high major basketball program, and that's what we're going to fight every day, tooth and nail, to give them.
Fans across the country and Georgia Southern alumni across the country are definitely going to have a chance to see the Eagles. As we mentioned, opening at Valparaiso on November 9th, a little bit less than a month. Also going up to the University of Maryland November 24th, headed out to Las Vegas, got another trip to at Bradley. What were some of the reasons behind putting together a schedule and traveling across the country?
Well, we want to attract more recruits, high-level recruits. We want them to see that we're not going to run from the top competition in the country, that we're going to play them. We felt like it'll get our kids prepared to make a run in the Southern Conference. And Davidson and Charlton, as much of it pains me to say this, they are big-time basketball programs. They're high major basketball programs themselves. They've gotten SEC and ACC wins. They've had NBA draft picks. Davidson won at Kansas last year. Charlton won at Tennessee and has won at South Carolina and beat North Carolina at home. So our league is good. The Southern Conference is a great mid-major conference, and we compete on a high level. You got to throw Wofford in there with 3 NCAA tournament postseason appearances and wins over South Carolina and Georgia handily. So our league is very good, very exciting, very entertaining, and we're going to have to be a high major basketball program to win the Southern Conference because the upper echelon of our conference can compete anywhere in the country.
Some great events coming up in the next couple of weeks as you get started with practice. Next week at the Statesboro Mall, chance to meet the Eagles. Right after that, SoCon Media Day. And then Hanner Havoc here in historic Hanner Fieldhouse. And Coach, we know we'll be talking to you before the start of the season on November 9th.
Thank you very much.